सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। अस्मद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। So, continuing with Pranamaya Kosha. Panchanamapi Koshanam, not Panchanamapi Koshanam, before that. Pranamaya Kosha, Karmendriya Panchavihi. Karmendriyaiः Panchabhiranchitoyam Prano Bhavet Pranamayastu Koshah Yenatmavan अन्नमयोन अनुपूर्णः प्रवर्तते सो सकलक्रियासु नैवात्मायं प्राणमयो वायुविकारः गन्ता गन्ता वायुवदन्तर्बहिरेषः यस्मात् किञ्चित् क्वापि न वेत्तीष्टमनिष्टं स्वं वान्यं वा किञ्चन नित्यं परतन्त्रः. Okay. So, we were still going ahead with, are you able to hear me? Yeah. We were going ahead with Pranamaya Kosha. For that, we were understanding what is prana. A lot of time we spent on understanding prana. Then we will see what is Pranamaya Kosha. So, all what we are referring, where the prana travels and where it impacts, is all Pranamaya Kosha. Okay. So, last time we said that there is a very important system which is called the endocrine system or the hormonal system. The hormonal system and we also saw the path through which the prana travels. The path is called nadi, and when paths join together, the junction is called a chakra. And if you see, we have Ashta Chakra, 8 chakras: Mooladhar, Swadhisthana, Manipur, Anahata, Vishuddhi, Ajna, Sahasrakar, Bindu Chakra. Okay. So to connect to a parallel part of this hormonal system or an endocrine system, we have got what is called as Antastravya Granthi, or this hormonal system, which are based on glands, and they are, what happened, why she is not able to come? So there it is: gonads, adrenaline, pancreas, thymus, thyroid, pineal, pituitary, hypothalamus. 7 here, 7 there. Are you able to see now the connection in both? The endocrine system is Sthula Sharira. They are glands. They are very clearly, the doctor can open it, they can cut it, they can treat it, they can do whatever they want. They are all gross. And whatever they secrete, hormones, are also gross. Okay. Now, these glands are energized to secrete the hormones with a chakra which is around it. So if you can imagine the gland to be in the body, the chakra is behind it. So the chakra is energizing the gland to work. Okay. As much as when we say that the gear is working to make the vehicle move, the engine generates the power which supports the gear for the vehicle to move. Okay. So this energy system is what you can feel and you can understand. But the manifestation of these energy centers are directly seen on the glands. Are we able to get this? The tower gives the connectivity to our mobile. The mobile is the gross system, but what connects the mobile is that unseen, experienced connectivity. Are you able to understand that? Which is more potent? The mobile is more potent, or the connection or the Wi-Fi system is more potent? Which has more ability? Which is Sukshma, that is much stronger. That has got more breadth. Its scope to influence is much, much higher. Okay. And which is still Sukshma than that, has got more potency. Okay. And hence, the chakras are more potent than the glands. Now, why are we talking all these things? Itna bada chada ke, we have to talk of prana. Prana जा रहा है, there is a junction, all that. ये उसको hormonal system में कर, ये करो, वो करो, ऐसा करो, क्यों? Because that is the one which is directly affecting on our day-to-day activity. All your ailments today are not the ailments which are coming because of specific situation in the environment. For example, certain viruses increase in the environment, you contract it and you get a viral fever or something. That's one type of ailment. joint pains, that pain, this pain, which is coming over a period of time with age, because this machine is becoming more and more. There is a wear and tear of the machine, and hence this particular uh, ailment is another one, because again related to the gross body. But there is another. Sorry. So, the ailments which we are referring to are something called as lifestyle ailments, which is very predominant today. That is why more emphasis is on that. So, whenever there is a problem which is there in our Sukshma Sharira, once it becomes that much potent and matured, it starts impacting the Sthula Sharira. Correct? These are called psychosomatic diseases or lifestyle diseases. Right? So it starts internally, and if you don't treat it internally, you are only trying to do some, some jugaad, a first aid, to somehow fix it from the gross body, which is not going to work. It has to be treated internally, and hence these lifestyle diseases are very prevalent today. The reason being that our Sukshma Sharira or this prana is very disturbed. It's very, very disturbed. Why is the prana disturbed? Because prana is only reflecting from the Manomaya Kosha to Annamaya Kosha. Mind being disturbed is disturbing the prana. That disturbed prana is impacting the target organ, which is the body. Are you able to get this? So the problem is still inside at the mind. And if mind is disturbed, it is impacting prana. If prana is disturbed, the chakras are impacted. If the chakras are impacted, these hormones are not secreted the way it needs to be secreted. And which is called, very commonly, the doctor says you have a hormonal imbalance. And what is an hormonal imbalance? You have to imagine that there are 7 different instruments and a vocal singer, all of them very nicely sitting together, and they are supposed to coordinatedly give a nice music. But if each of them are going to do apna apna manmani, then you know what happens in that music concert which you are sitting outside and listening. But we never listen to this chaos which is happening inside our body. There is a major chaos happening inside our body, and who has created it? The hormonal imbalance will get created because of our natural growth, especially when you come to a teenage. During puberty, there will be a change. Then, when you come around 50, 60, at that age, in ladies, you have the menopause. Then, when there is a pregnancy and a childbirth, there will be a change. Although these are not very visible in men, they are also changing with time. These are natural changes which will happen. Okay, suddenly who do not have any history of diabetes or no one in the family having diabetes, suddenly at the age of 70 starts getting little diabetic. Now that little diabetic is not 300, 400. It will just be 150, 170, 180, which is, now this earlier no one used to check this 170, 180 at that age. Today we have this Machine sitting at home every day, like you take bath, you check it. And when you see that number, you are disturbed. That disturbance in the mind is going to further disturb the prana. It is going to further hit the target organ. Are we able to understand this cycle which is perpetuating by itself, where we are only accelerating it and very, very actively involved in it, being very ignorant about it? Okay. What do we need to do? Break this cycle. If the impact is going to happen because of the mind, you have to relax the mind. Relaxing the mind is tough. If we knew how to relax the mind, you will not come to this situation. So you need to take the aid of something which is more manageable and handleable, which is directly connected to the mind. अब कुत्ते को पकड़ में नहीं आया तो कुत्ते का पूंछ को तो पकड़ो, किधर न किधर तो वो कुत्ता तुम्हारा थोड़ा कंट्रोल में रहेगा. घोड़े को पकड़ने को नहीं आया तो उस पर एक लगाम डाल के समवेयर ट्राई टू मैनेज इट. यू मे नॉट बी एन एक्सपर्ट राइडर, but try somewhere to hold it. With time, you will learn the art of holding it. And hence, with pranayama, your mind gets calm. If mind gets calm, the prana automatically starts moving properly, the chakras will function properly, and hence, your hormonal balance will be restored. In today's medical world, if you look at it, for any of these hormonal or endocrine problems, the solution what they have is just very topical. If you have a problem of your pancreas, the pancreas not secreting that much of the juices, they will give you insulin from outside, and that's how your diabetes is controlled. They are not going to strengthen you to be capable of managing your diabetes, but then you have to be dependent lifelong on an external drug which is just supplementing the less insulin which your pancreas are creating. Are you able to get this? Go further up. There is a problem. So you start adrenaline. Today, PCOD. The problem of PCOD and so many issues in terms of problems which are faced, highly dependent on stress. If the stress levels reduce, you ask anyone, the doctor will say you are stressed, that is why this has happened. Learn to relax, but what should we do? Do a japa, learn to relax. It's not going to help. And they don't have answers for it because they cannot reach beyond the gross body. The doctor's scope is only up to the gross body, right? And hence, we need to invest our time onto this subtle part which is prana to slowly go and get hold of the mana. Okay. Then when you come further, you have the pancreas, diabetes. When you come further up, thymus, directly connecting to your heart, blood pressure. Who does not have irregular blood pressure, either low or high? Correct? The world is completely into it. Why? Stress related. Further leading to heart problems, and it can. So anything, thymus, do you know where the thymus gland is? I mean, I am assuming you all know it. This is thymus. Very close to the heart. Okay. Come further up. Thyroid, parathyroid. Do you want to Talk about it. Every alternate person is on medicine. See how it is impacting each and every gland. What is impacting? The chakras are not clean. Traffic jam. If you are in Thane, you will understand what Godbandar Road is and what is Majivada traffic. Even if you have 10 people to control, including Bhagavan cannot control that particular traffic and make it smooth. Why? It is designed to fail. And like that, each of our junctions, we have messed it up thoroughly. Further go up, stress, depression, don't ask. Chalu hi hai. So for every ailment or what you call a lifestyle problem, what does the doctor do? Give something from outside just to manipulate it. It will manipulate the impact. Now, what are we doing? I have 7 monkeys already jumping, or 8 monkeys jumping in different directions. Okay. The doctor sees one of the monkey and tries to control that monkey. The body will try to stabilize itself. The moment there, okay, मालूम पाइप में ना 7 जगह पे फटा हुआ है, तुम एक दबाने को जाएगा तो दूसरा जगह से निकलने वाला है. You try to play with one, they are so interconnected that something else will come and immediately you will not know. After 3-4 months you will say, oh my God, now this has also started. So for pressure I have to always have medicine, for diabetes I have to always have medicine, for stress I have to have medicine, for anything and everything. Then later on the problem is how many medicine to take, another stress. Are you seeing that the problem which we are actually like, instead of solving the problem, we have completely, it is like the Gulliver, we are tied. Just imagine if 4 ropes are tied to the hands and legs with 4 horses running on all the 4 directions, what is going to happen? You cannot manage it. And it is such a logical, simple thing. Knowing this problem, if you are ignorant of it, it will continue. For years together, people are happy having the medicine. The pharmaceutical companies are very happy. All are happy. Then what are you supposed to do? Nothing. Learn to calm the mind. And have that positive thing that I am okay. I have no problem. Ishvara will take care of it. That's all. For that, how do you get that mind firm? You have to use prana. When you work on pranayama, various pranayama, even your chakras will get cleaned up. Jitna mess hai, it will get cleaned up. It's a matter of time. No magic will happen. A simple thing, I did pranayama. I felt in the morning I was fresh when I woke up. Although I didn't sleep more, but I felt fresh. Difference. My stomach burning has reduced a little. Difference. Are you able to see this? Don't look at big things. That if you are sensitive to your body, you will be able to see small things which slowly start getting aligned. And if you continue for 6 months or 1 year, you have got that internal immunity perfect to a great extent. But for that, every day you have to invest time on working with your prana, understanding it, knowing it's the way it functions for yourself. Theory is one part, but you have to know it in your body how it is functioning. You have to be sensitive to it. And that is why our old Vaidyas, they were doing nadi. They touch the nadi and find out. No stethoscope. It's like when you touch the pipe, you will know the flow of water will automatically tell whether it is normal or not. And that is what Nadi Shodhan did. They understand it very clearly, and based on it, so they will touch probably the hand Nadi and say that there is a problem in the head or the hand, somewhere else. Because they are so interconnected. Okay, there are very, very points in our body where if you just hit it, there are 9 to 10 points in our body. If you hit, the person will collapse there itself. Marma works on that because it is directly just cutting the prana shakti there strongly. Okay, so slowly if we understand our inner mechanisms and work with it, automatically this prana starts working. How does it work? Yatha simho gajo vyagro bhaved vashya shanai shanai. As this lion or a tiger or an elephant has to be tamed very slowly, suddenly one day you can't do it, धीरे 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 करके टेम करने का, तथैव सेवितो वायुम. You have to slowly learn to regulate it, do it the way it has to be done. There are old habits, there are gross body ailments. Slowly with that you will have to work and still change it. Anyatha hanti sadakam. Otherwise, it will wrongly impact you. Pranayamena yuktena sarvaroga kshayo bhavet. Ayuktabhyasa yogena sarvaroga samudbhavaha. प्राणायाम को द्विधारी शस्त्र बोलते हैं, double-edged sword. If properly used, it will benefit the person who is using. If wrongly used, you become an invitation ground for all the ailments. So don't consider pranayam will be only doing good. If you know it, it is like, electricity. Is electricity your friend or enemy? Electricity is neither my friend, neither my enemy. However learned I am, if I touch it with my hand, I am going to get shock. But if I know how to handle it with all the gloves and all the insulators, then it will not do anything. So it's a question of knowing and implementing about it rather than saying that let me do it this way. No. So learn, practice pranayama, be consistent and continuously do it for a period of time, which is called a sadhana. Slowly this internal purification will happen. The chakras will get clean. If chakras are getting clean, automatically the paths will become free. If the paths are becoming free, the target organs will get enough energy. Otherwise, there will be blockage of this energy to the target organs, which will work suboptimally, and then overall this homeostasis, what you call that the body is in a stable situation, will get disturbed. And it is less coming out of anna, it is more coming out of mana, which is called psychosomatic, which is lifestyle. Are you able to get this? And this is what is Pranamaya Kosha. Pranamaya Kosha is that kosha through which the prana goes and directly impacts all the physiological body, the hormonal system, and connects directly to the Annamaya and the Manomaya. Pranamaya is like the clutch of a vehicle with gears. It engages the engine or disengages the engine, and if the clutch plate is gone, then you know what happens. So get our clutch plate done properly. Is it clear? That is Pranamaya Kosha. Okay. All this detail will not be given in any Viveka Chudamani or anything. but it's very practically useful. Very, very practically we can experiment. Use the body as a laboratory, get your data points, note it, then slowly take some course corrective action, see the result, and then you have to master your laboratory. No doctor or no
Thank you
one.
for telling this, sir. This is the best example of prana and chakras I've ever heard. I tried reading about it, but this is the best explanation. Thank you.
This is the only explanation how it can work.
Sincere thanks, sir. Really sincere thanks.
Yeah. So these are experimented and given out. If you look at our rishis, where if you look at the more than the Patanjali Yoga Sutra talks of mana, whereas Hatha Yoga Pradipika talks of prana and annamaya. So the asanas and mudras were very clearly are impacting pranamaya, regulating pranamaya. Thereby slowly you are able to get the manomaya somewhere some stability. Otherwise, everyone wants, the moment a child is born, the child should learn to meditate. This is absolute foolishness. Without knowing meditation, without knowing prana, without knowing annamaya, don't even close your eyes. It is not going to help, because your mind will only wander and wander anytime you close it or go to sleep. Either it is wandering or nicely only snoring sound will not come. You will wake up slowly internally, no one will know it. Again I am doing dhyana. That dhyana is useless, because now we do not know the problems. We do not know how to handle the pranamaya. The moment pranamaya, that is why it is very easy, because when you want to do a meditation, please understand one of the very important step in meditation is focusing the mind on an object is the most initial way of very effective meditation. What other than our breathing can be a fantastic object to meditate on? How is my breathing? That breathing, that flow, and we become sensitive of each and everything. Why do my legs pain when I am sitting in a particular posture over a period of time? Because I am constraining the prana shakti to move through that place, and that is why my leg starts paining, and what you call it becomes numb and all those things, where directly manifestation of that prana is blood flow. If blood flow is constricted, even prana is got constricted. Okay, learn these connections. It's our body, and when we say take control of your body, learn and understand how this body and how its mechanisms are, and then align. You will be a fantastic electrician who can handle electricity whichever voltages. Okay, but if you are going to depend on an external electrician, he will come and do something. You have to pay money for it, and you have to face all the music, because that external electrician called a doctor is going to do something on your body, not outside you. So you have to directly face it, and hence go to the doctor when you are unable to get hold of the problem. But every problem, including cancer, a strong will, a strong mind, the purity of prana, the regulation of prana can surely do good to you. It will not do any harm. Okay, if you want a strong will, you need to have a strong body and a strong breath. Your breathing should be perfect. But perfect in the sense, the way it should be there. So it should be well regulated. Automatically things will work out. It takes time. No magic is going to happen here. It will take time. How much you are committed, you have to give that much of patience and be focused on it. It will work. Clear? Okay, good. So now we have seen what is prana and pranamaya kosha. So from Vedantic perspective or from the philosophical angle, whatever we saw was more from health angle, more from lifestyle angle and all those things. But acharyas are not writing from that. They believe that if you are living a proper life, your health and your prana is perfectly working. And now they are saying, how is this prana working? The prana connects to karmendriyas. How do you know the manifestation of prana? Because that prana energizes every karmendriya for it to work. Vak pani pada payu upasthakhyaihi panchabihi karmendriyaihi. Okay. Now, this pranas, based on the function they do, have got different names. We have not taken that part. One more part is pending, and then only we will go to the shloka again. So, we take for correlation biology, what we have learnt in school, but the Shastras actually do not consider it that way. Please understand, for you to get some vague idea, we use biological systems because that is what we know. Okay, and we can imagine they are all gross. But when we are talking of prana, prana is subtle and we are referring to the energy within that systems. Okay, so based on the function, there are 5 different pranas which are there. The first one is incoming or the generated energy within me which gets manifested is called prana. It's called prana itself, the main one. Okay. If you consider the biological systems, we say respiratory system is what you can consider as prana, because that's the incoming and outgoing of energy. But our Shastras do not talk about it that way. Prana is referred to as praggamanavan vayu iti pranaha. Prag means upward. Gamanavan means which has a direction to move upward. That prana is called prana. What does that mean? Prag, so in our system, a human body is from the head up to the anus. The hands and legs are additional appendages for this system to work. The extremities, the hands and legs are there, only mobility factors, and they are hygiene factors for these systems to work properly. They help because no systems are sitting in that. Okay, so if you take the respiratory system, if you consider the body from head up to the nabi or to the anus, the central portion is the heart. So the vayu going upward from the heart towards the head is called prana. That's how it is defined. Prag gamanavan vayu iti prana. Prana iti pranaha. That is the breakup of it. Okay. Now, don't consider that taking breath in is prana. Because when you say I am taking breath in, you are talking of gross air. And that is sthula. That is not sukshma. Here prana is that energy which is going upward within the body is called prana. And activating the systems. The same way, the next one is the direction of prana which is going downward. Adhogamanavan vayuhu apanaha. Okay, and if we have to correlate it, the excretory system can be correlated to apana. Respiratory system, pranaha. Excretory system, apana. Because one is generation and propagation of this or manifestation of this energy. The other one is removal of the excess energy. Why? The body can never store prana. Whatever is generated in the engine is either used up by the vehicle or it is given out as flue gases out and as heat. It is not available in the system. Let me store it and use it later on. No, it is not available. So every time you need to generate it, and every time you use it, the more optimal I use, that is more efficiency I get. The more suboptimal I use, that much I have exhausted it. That resources have got exhausted, right? So incoming prana or incoming energy, the system which is generating is called prana. The outgoing, or which is, so when in our systems, when we talk of apana, exhalation is apana. Okay, malamutra is apana, sweat is apana. Something, the dead cells coming out, apana. It's all going out. Something which is thrown out is apana. Something which is coming in is prana. Is it clear? Okay. Then you have the third one, vyana. Vyana, vahan karne wala vyana. Vahan, it moves all around the body. That energy which moves all around the body is vyana, and it can be closely connected to circulatory system and also the nervous system. If you talk of electrical connectivities, it's the nervous system. If you talk of blood, it is the circulatory system. Whichever, because it is spread all across and through that transmittance happens. But this gross body. And vahana or movement of prana within our body is happening through nadis and chakras. Correct? So that forms the vyana. Mainly the nadis. Okay. Then comes the fifth one. I will take the fourth one later on. The fifth one is samana vayu. The word samana is coming from that generated energy which is available through the circulation to each and every cell equally is called samana, which means we are referring to the digestive system where the food gets assimilated, digested, assimilated, and then there is an energy which is being generated when glucose, amino acids, lipids, everything are completely metabolized within the cell. Correct? And then it generates energy. So this particular digestion which is happening in every cell, but grossly food in the digestive system, starting from the mouth, going right up to the large intestines till it goes to the excretory system. So till assimilation is happening, it is all samana. Okay. And then you have one which is called Udana Vayu. Now, Udana Vayu is Urdhva Gamana is Udana. Urdhva means moving upward. This Udana system has three different functions based on the situation. The rest and all have only one function. Huh? Prana has got one function only, Apana has got one function only, Vyana has got one function only, Samana has got one function only. But this blessed Udana does three different functions. The first function, what it does is very, very rudimentary basic function, which is called reversal function. Anyone have, you would not have heard it even in biology, this reversal function. What is this reversal function? We have many systems in our body. Any of the system starts malfunctioning. गाड़ी पटरी से निकला तो उसको रिस्टोर करने के लिए एक सिस्टम एक्टिवेट होना पड़ता है. It doesn't happen by itself. If any of the system doesn't function the normal way, then to restore back the normalcy, certain things get activated, and that's the job of Udana Vayu. For example, when I'm eating food, if a morsel of my food goes into the windpipe, I don't need someone to say it has gone to the windpipe. You may be in any 5-star hotel with biggest of the biggest people, you will matter ends. What initiated this to restore? What are you doing? Some energy to throw that foreign matter out of that place and make it free for the air. Are you able to get this? All the coughing, sneezing, they have to restore. If some foreign matter goes to the nose, you sneeze and it is thrown out. Doesn't something restore it back? If you have something in the stomach and grr आवाज चालू हो गया, then you start purging, you start vomiting till the system restores back. Who initiates this? Are you able to get this? So this restoring function, or what we call it as, it will bring it back to action. That is the job of Udana. These are very evident things which we see, but there will be certain subtle things in our system which we do not know also, and we are not sensitive. But there is something called as an Udana function or the immunity function to bring it back. Okay. Are you able to get this? Our gut has got how many bacteria? 4 times diarrhea, 4 times potty. Don't you need to get this gut bacteria back? Just by having probiotics, will the system itself work? Who is allowing that probiotic to work in that place and get it restored back to the normalcy? Because it's a fight between that alien one who has to be thrown out with the good one who has come in. Who is managing it? Udana Vayu. Reversal function, bringing it back to the normalcy. Okay, समझ में आ रहा है? Policeman's job, ठीक करो, वापस लाओ, रास्ते पे आ जाओ सब लोग. Do the job properly. Clear? Okay. So at a very, very rudimentary, basic thing, even without you thinking, it works involuntarily, and that is called Udana. The second part is what we talked about, which is the hormonal systems are completely energized by the Udana, because the Udana Vayu is clearly the chakras. So that's the second job. Okay. The same chakras, when you look at it spiritually, does different function. Physiologically, it has done a different function. Huh? Spiritually, it is doing a different function. The Mooladhara chakra works at a base level of our body. Ahara nidra bhayamaithunancha samanametat pashubhir narana. So let it be any animal or any human being. Ahara nidra bhayamaithunancha, digestion will happen. All these are all controlled by the Mooladhara chakra. Basic metabolism, the basic procreation, all these things will work. And we are very, very happy because we are born actively in that. And if you don't have a wish to move out of it and go progress upward, you will always be in Mooladhara and continue that way, Janma after Janma. Is it clear? Then you go to the next. So slowly, if these chakras are being utilized, the spirituality increases more and more as you go upward. The more and more you are into all these sadhanas, those chakras will become active. Okay. Emotional, the heart chakra. Intelligence, Ajna chakra. See? So slowly we have to, and this is what in yogic paribhasha they will say Kundalini Jagrat Karna. So when the energy is moving from the Mooladhara up to the Sahasrakar, you are able to activate and go up across these chakras. That is called Kundalini Jagrat Karna. Otherwise, we will be at the base level. Are you able to get that? So spiritually also, the chakras have a very, very, very important aspect in our spiritual progress. And it is up to us to take it to the next levels. And this is where when you look at Hatha Yoga Pradipika, you will see Bandha and Mudras as a specific chapters which talks about these chakras and the nadis where you are activating Khechari Mudra. There are Khechari Mudra ka upar, there are many shlokas. What is Khechari Mudra, how it works, all those things. The language used is different. You will need someone to interpret that language because they will show it as the fire moving from this side to this side and the water coming opposite and dousing it. So you have to understand that it is the energy flow which is getting blocked. So there needs to be someone who will make you understand what they mean by those semantic words there. But all these mudras are and bandha are to regulate and slowly activate and go upward in the chakras. Are you able to get this? Okay, so we have seen already three functions of this Udana. One is reversal function, other is at a gross level, the hormonal balance, and the third is spiritual upliftment. Then it also does one particular job. Kitna kaam dekho karta hai, and all this our rishis have very clearly mentioned. there's not even one iota of my intelligence I am putting in, very clearly, which is given by the Shastras. It does a job of packers and movers. Udana job is packers and movers in specific situation. What is packers and movers? When you are going to die, the Sthula Sharira and Sukshma Sharira separates out. Death is separation or disjoining of Sthula Sharira with Sukshma Sharira. Correct? Okay. So, when you want to shift to another house, you already know the date when you are going to shift. Prior to that itself, you call for a vehicle to take all the belongings of this house, properly packed, properly placed into that vehicle, and it will go to your new house, open it out and place it where you want. Correct? That's the job of packers and movers. So when all these, starting with prana, up to mana, vijnana, everything, chatvari, antahkaranani, everything has to be packed and gone. 19 elements of Sukshma Sharira has to be packed and gone. That is not going to go with the Sthula Sharira. Correct? That Jivatma, what you say is these completely packed. So there you need someone to pack it and place it in such a way that whenever it needs to be unpacked and utilized, it should be ready. अपने आप हो रहा है क्या? You do it. We may not be aware, but that's how this Udana Vayu works to get all the prana to the heart. That is why the heart is the last. If heart stops, then brain will also stop, heart also stops. Udar thanda hua. Otherwise, all the extremities. See, if you have seen a natural death, the legs and the extremities start getting cold. That means the circulation and those vyana starts contracting. Your speech stops. Karmendriya stop. Your sight stops. Your hearing may be there, may not be there, we don't know, but if all this are stopping, that will also stop. Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas will start slowly shrinking. It will all come towards the heart. Eka Sahasra Nadya. If you look at Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, they have given all the nadis, how it comes to the heart, with different colors. And there has been a person, a doctor who did his PhD. Okay, he was a doctorate, so he was a doctor. He took Brihadaranyaka Upanishad about these areas of the heart which is mentioned with 1000 nadis coming there. And these have different colors. And at the time of death, these colors change. All this is mentioned, and he correlated to a great extent to the medical terms which is seen when death happens. Okay, so these nadis, everything, they all come together, and now it's ready, and once it is ready, then only the jiva will go. You may ask a question that if someone dies in an accident, where will it have the time? The Udana is that fast to do. For example, if I tell you that there is an earthquake in South Africa, didn't your mind go to South Africa in this moment? Did you need any time for it? No. Like that, the Udana Vayu can just pick up everything and just quit. If it has the time, slowly it will pull out, slow death. If it is jhatpat, jhatpat. But without that, it cannot be. Beech mein atkega nahi. The system is designed that way. Bhagwan's system will never fail. Are you able to get this? So what all job the Udana is doing now? Okay, 4 different jobs. And if we continue with Udana, there will be little tension in your, because already you have started seeing the time. So we need to stop. Inside my stomach also gurbur sound has started coming. It is 8:30 at night. Okay, so we will continue next time. And next time, now that we know everything about prana, we know how it works, we know what is pranamaya kosha, we know how to work with pranamaya kosha, we know why we need to work with pranamaya kosha so that we can work with manomaya kosha and annamaya kosha, and we cannot just jump between anna and mana and forget the prana. You will never be able to work. If they both are working in sync, then be sure your pranamaya is in sync without you being aware of it. Otherwise, it will never work. Okay, so aligning this manasa, vacha, karmana, as we say, the mind, jnana shakti, ichha shakti, kriya shakti, all gets aligned properly. Then there is no stress in the system. If they are not aligned, it is only stress, so stress, and we don't want stress. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Okay, so next time we will actually continue the shloka of Viveka Chudamani, and now with this idea of pranamaya kosha, you will be able to understand it easily. There it is purely going from the philosophical aspect and nothing to do with all these aspects which have been mentioned. Clear? Hari.
Guruji.
Continue.
So I was just going to.
Continue.
So when we do Naivedyam, right? Guruji, is that what we say? The